Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Angel Azzarra, and I'm a professional opera singer and voice teacher, and today I'm reacting to, by request, Marcelito Pomoy singing The Prayer. Thank you so much for suggesting him to me. He will be the second Filipino singer that I have reacted to on the channel. The first was Morissette. So I was really impressed by her voice. I thought the quality of her voice was very beautiful, and I'm looking forward to hearing him. I have heard The Prayer before. I have sung The Prayer before like a gabillion times. I'm going to be honest. I think The Prayer is super schmaltzy. It's not my favorite song in the world, but it is an impressive song to sing, and I'm familiar with the range. I'm assuming that he's singing both parts, so I don't know how the harmony is going to go down, but I'm excited to hear it. Let's get started.
Hi wishers, this is Marcelito Pomoy. For more wish exclusive videos, just click here to subscribe.
Wish 1075.
I pray you'll be alright and watch us where we go and help us to be wise in times when we don't know.
So right off the bat, it's definitely impressive that he's singing in the female octave. He's not the first person I've encountered on this channel to be able to do so, but it's still an impressive feat, always, to have an extended range. He's keeping it locked in a very, very small resonating place, which makes sense for the beginning of this song. You know, it's supposed to be very internalized. It's a prayer, so it makes sense that it's not being, you know, I don't even mean projected in sense of volume, but projected in sense of the way he's performing it, like out to the audience. It's very internal. So it fits. I'm excited to hear more because right now it feels almost over-controlled, like overly contained, and I'm ready to hear him let a little loose. I don't envy him singing sitting down. I mean, obviously that's not an optimal alignment for the body, but it is what it is. It happens all the time.
This be our prayer when we lose our way. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace to a place where we'll be safe.
He's not pitchy, but there is a little bit that seems not fully supported. And just take a look. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace. He's just got a little bit of like reaching for that top note instead of being very in his body. Just watch. Oh. There.
Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace.
It's just a little bit, but it's enough. It really is enough to affect the way you sound.
To a place where we'll be safe.
Little tiny bit under.
La luce che tu dai
I pray you will find your light
nel cuore resterà
and hold within our hearts.
a ricordarci che
The stars go out each night.
eterna stella sei nella mia preghiera.
His Italian is pretty nice. I'm assuming that he speaks Tagalog, but his Italian pronunciation is excellent. And I don't envy him jumping back and forth. Nella mia prayer, let this be our prayer. Ugh, that's whiplash. But he's doing it very well, and I see now that's why he's overly controlling the resonance in the female parts of this song, or the treble voice in the song, because he's having to jump back and forth. It makes sense that he wants to know exactly where he's jumping to, instead of giving him a wider resonating space. He's kind of keeping it a little more locked in so that he can go back and forth a little bit easier and slot himself back into the treble sound.
Let this be our prayer.
Quanta fede c'è
When shadows fill our day,
lead us to our paradise.
guide us with your grace.
Give us faith so we'll be saved.
I think something about how quickly he's having to jump back and forth is affecting his breath control. Also the fact that he's sitting down, but he shouldn't have needed to breathe. Give us faith so we'll be safe. He should have been able to do that's too low for me. Give us faith so we'll be safe. All in one breath. I am not a man. But he did have to take a little bit of a cheap breath. And I really don't think it's because he's sitting down, because he looks quite comfortable. I think it's because he's jumping back and forth, and he's having to cut off each section a little bit sooner than he needs to jump into the other voice. So it's sort of affecting just a little bit his control over his breath.
Sogniamo un mondo senza più violenza, un mondo di giustizia, di speranza.
And again, right there, he breathed in the middle of a word. It is what it is. He still sounds excellent.
Ognuno di la mano a sua vicina, simbolo di pace, di fraternità. La forza.
Okay, I had to stop. He breathed in the middle of fraternità. Fraternità, or whatever you just said.
Vicina, simbolo di pace, di fraternità.
It makes sense because he goes into the next phrase without stopping.
Forza che ci dai
We ask that life be kind
ed essere ocean,
in waters from above.
ognuno trovi amore
We hope it's so we'll find
intorno e dentro sé.
another soul to love.
Let this be our prayer,
Let this be our prayer,
just like every child.
just like every child.
My problem with this song is not his voice at all. I think he has a beautiful instrument. My problem with this is that he's singing a duet by himself back to back. So all of these things that needed to be phrased beautifully. Who wrote this? David Foster. He's not able to sing it the way I think it's David. I don't know. Whoever composed it. He's not able to sing it the way the composer wanted it because he's constantly having to cut himself off. He's constantly interrupting himself. And yes, like, oh cool, that's a neat party trick, doing a duet with yourself and doing both voice parts, but I want to hear him sing something that utilizes all of his range, that's written for him, so he's not constantly interrupting himself and interrupting the flow of his breath, because I don't think in another song that he would have these breath problems at all, because he wouldn't be interrupting himself constantly. It's still very impressive. I like the way the treble voice sounds, and I like his natural, like, male singing voice. It's beautiful. But the breath is just really throwing me off, like, as far as enjoying the piece. Yeah, let's finish it out, but I just wish that I could hear him finish a phrase without having to cut himself off.
Need to find a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be safe. Hela färden I just saw it all. Sento che ci salve,
Wish exclusive on Wish 107.5.
I mean, still overall, like, a really great performance. He has a beautiful, beautiful voice. Please recommend more songs from him. Please, like, specifically from him, because I'd like to hear him do things where he isn't, you know, trying to fit a duet into one voice. And, you know, when he wasn't interrupting himself and finishing a phrase, it sounded lovely. But then when he had to jump in with Celine's part, he had to rush it to keep up. And he did it very masterfully. But still, it's just not the way the song is written. And it doesn't lend itself to being sung by one person. No matter how well you can do it, it's just not written for one person. So that's my problem with the song itself. Really beautiful voice. I'd like to hear him expand more on his treble range in his falsetto, because oh, it's starting to rain. It started to rain. I had to close the window. What was I saying? I'd like to hear him expand more on his falsetto, because I still think it was very locked into, if not one position, then one resonating place, a very small resonating place, quite nasopharyngeal, not a lot of oropharyngeal, and it felt, lead us to a place, guide us with your grace. Just not too nasal, but definitely too imbalanced. I needed to hear more resonance from him, and I know it's there, because if he was able to do that song as he did it, I know that there is more in his voice, more colors, more resonance, and I definitely want to hear it. So please recommend more songs from him. I want to hear them. And as always, if you found this video informational or helpful at all, please like and subscribe, and toi 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 until next time.